What is Tao? Tao in the Chinese world, it means way. Heavenly Tao is the way by which our soul has to take in order to return back to heaven. Heaven is where we come from. And where is heaven? Sometimes they will ask. So heaven is where we come from. Where we come from. We come from the universe, the origin. Hank, if you are being asked what is Tao, you have something to say, right?
To go home.
It's the way to go home. Yes, yes.
Can it also be like the way of nature?
The way to, of course, because Tao is the way. What is Tao? I thank you, CJ. Mm. Yeah, Tao is, yeah, we will go into that in the later slide. So Tao, let's see. Tao can be interpreted in, Tao has a different meaning. So first of all, in the universe, in the way of universal term, Tao is the law of universe, the law. So it's the truth, the way, the law, like the law of gravity, that you can see, how the solar system operate. There is so many planets orbit around the sun, but they never collide each other. So some being is regulating this kind of rhythm. So what is beyond that? What is the force that regulate this solar system? 2,000 years ago, Lao Tzu said there must be something. I want to give it a name, but I don't want to give it a name because once a name is given, then it is fixed. So what name should I call? He said, well, let's call it Tao. But in terms of human being, do we see Tao in us? Do we see Tao in us? Do you see Tao in you? You don't?
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
So is Dao what we would consider the force or the entity that drives or manages, or is Dao more of like the way or the path?
Tao has different meaning. Tao is the path. It's a path to return to the origin. Tao is that energy that regulate the universe, that regulate the solar system. Tao is also that energy that regulate our human body. For example, in any second, you never forget how to breathe. We don't have to think about I have to breathe. I have to breathe, right? So it does it itself. As soon as you take the first breath in, our oxygen just whatever we breathe in, it just operate by itself. And also the food that we take in, it just operate by itself. You never have to consciously think about, okay, I'm breathing now. I think the only time that you are thinking about I'm breathing now, it's when you have a sinus and your nose is stuck. And then when your nose is open up, you say, oh, I can breathe now. That's the only time that you feel, wow, I'm breathing. Or maybe you are on the hospital bed and the doctor take out your oxygen mask, and doctor say, breathe. And then you start to breathe. So besides this specific incident, your body is capable of doing that by itself, right? So for this, we can see Tao is in us because there's some kind of force that regulate our breathing without us to think about it consciously. You see, so this is Tao. So there's a Tao in the universe level, and there's Tao on a personal level too. Does that answer your question?
It does. It's very fascinating to me. So I'm happy to be here, and that does help. Thank you.
Yeah, and also we can see that on on the let's see on the plant too. So when we water the plant absorb the water. We never have to pay attention to the plant. They just grow by itself. So this is Tao. What allow the plant to grow? It's some kind of thing beyond that. How would you call it? What if I would ask you to give a name, what name would you give?
And that would be Tao.
That would be Tao. And also if I see we go to Home Depot, right? We go to Home Depot if I want to do some gardening, I will buy some, say I want to plant bok choy or basil. I buy the seed. So the seed, it comes in a packet. So if the seed is in the packet, it doesn't grow, but it has the element, the essence of Tao in it. As soon as you put it into with water, with soil, and when you start to nurture it, that's when you see Tao manifest. Otherwise, it's inactive. Do you see how? So Tao is inside of every seed, but it's not activated.
Hey, that is
Yeah,
enlightening.
yeah. So for us, it's the same too. We are here. So why are we here? We are here. We have Tao in us, but then there comes a time that we have to activate the power of Tao. So we have to manifest. So remember, we come from the origin or the universe. So we heard the saying that um, we are made out of the image of God, right? So we have the same essence as God. Do you believe that? And you say, wait a minute, how can I be the same as God? But but in fact, we have the same quality as God. So let me give you an example. It's like the ocean water, right? So if I take up a scoop of ocean water, so imagine you are that scoop, I'm that scoop. So does that scoop contain the same element as that ocean water? The answer
Oh,
is
okay.
yes. Yeah. So this is the concept of God. We come from that huge ocean. So even if we scoop it up, that scoop of water has the same essence as the ocean. It has the same salt level. It has the same, I don't know what element it has. Just the water level is exactly the same. So
Mhm.
here we have the same essence, same quality as the level of God. But then you say, wait a minute, but I'm a human, I'm not God. So the reason we are here is because we haven't manifest ourselves. We are being trapped in this human body. And so why we are trapped here? Because we have karma, we have some sin that we committed in the past or in a past reincarnation. That's why we are here. So by going through cultivation, going through practicing Tao, we can remove those baggage, remove those
Like the bad karma that was developed previously.
yeah, the bad karma that we developed previously, that we accumulate in the past, so many life. So once we clear up the karma, then we can return home. Otherwise, if you have so much karma, if you have so much baggage, you have so much attachment, how can you return home? Because you are so heavy, right? If you are so heavy, you cannot go home. You are stuck here unless you get rid of your baggage. And what kind of baggage are they? Baggage of I worry about my kids. I worry about my mom. And then there's like, there's a love, there's like resentment, there's a discrimination, there's attachment. I'm attached to my car. I have a supercar. I have a Porsche. I have whatever. I have a mansion. I have my little pet. So you are so much attached to whatever we have in this physical realm. So we cannot go home. So in order to go home, first of all, we have to simplify our life and then just clean. It's like cleaning house. We have to clean house. That's the bottom line. In our body, we have a system that does the breathing 24/7, each minute, each second, that we don't need to feel conscious about. So this proof that there's Tao inside of us. And there's a Tao inside of us because it can process what we eat in the morning, and then it can it goes through our digestive system, and then that's how our digestive system works. So it works wonderfully. And also the growth of our hair. So our hair grow, I think it's 1/8 every month, right? Or a 1/4 inch. Probably between 1/8 and 1/4 inch. Sanjeev, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Thank you, thank you. So our hair, on top of our head, the hair grows between 1/8 and 1/4 inch. But who regulate this? Who regulate the growth of our hair? And then our eyebrow, it doesn't grow that much. So have you ever thought about that? So this is Tao on us, because the Tao, we can see that there's some kind of force inside of us, right? Let's see, my screen doesn't work. Okay, let's try one. Yeah, okay. So who control the growth of our hair? The DNA. So the DNA, it's part of Tao. So in our body, can you think of anything that's related to Tao? And also we have this tiny hair on our skin, right? It doesn't grow as fast as our hair on our head, and also our eyelashes too. So all this thing, there's something behind it. How would you call this? Lao Tzu called it Tao. Okay, and also the growth of a baby to an adult. So if we, so some of us have a experience of nurturing a baby. So when the baby is born, we just feed a baby. Our job is to feed a baby. But regarding the growth, somebody is regulating the growth of the baby too. Although the parents job is to feed the baby and to teach the baby about some kind of movement. Call me mom, call me dad. But regarding the growth, the baby can grow so fast in the first week, in the first 3 months and 6 months. So who control it?
And that would be Tao.
Yeah, that would be Tao. Thank you, CJ. Okay, good. Now let's move to the next slide. So so regarding the Tao, everybody have different perspective. Here it's a story of a perception versus reality. So there are 3 friends went to see an opera. All 3 friends has a slight handicap. So the first person was extremely short-sighted and unable to see far. And the second person had hearing impairment and couldn't hear clearly. The third person was born with a crooked neck. So after performance, they discuss what they think about an opera.
The sound system was great and the atmosphere was fantastic, but why did they have to design the stage to be so far away? Everything was so small and I could hardly see a thing.
The second person rebutted. There was nothing wrong with the stage, but I thought that there was definitely something wrong with the sound system. I could hardly hear the singing.
The third person conclude, both of you are wrong. There was nothing with the size of the stage or the sound system. I feel giddy after the performance, and I do not understand why the stage was slanted throughout the performance. Who is wrong? Who is right?
So what do you think this story represent?
It's a very interesting take on how everyone has a different perception of the same event. But because everyone is different, they're all going to experience it in their own unique way.
Yeah, very well said. Thank you, CJ.
Well, each person has their own problem.
Yeah, yeah. What CJ say and Ricky say is all correct. We all come from we all have different problem, and our problem comes from because we are born in different family. We have different parents. We have different experience of childhood. Some people's childhood are totally messed up. Some come from a very loving family. So everybody have different perspective. Yeah. So whatever we can and this of course go back to our previous life too, because our family are our soul group. So it has a major impact of our perception. So whatever we think, it's it's all different. It's just like a diamond. It has different face. It has different cut. So I only look at this diamond from this cut, and that person look at the diamond from the other side. So we can never see the whole picture. So so it's very important to when we look at something, it's important to look beyond the surface. Yeah. So what is Tao? Let's talk about Tao. So Tao, it cannot be held. It can only be done by experience. So now do we experience the Tao? Do we feel that the breathing is really automated by itself, that we don't really have to regulate it? And our body will tell us when we are tired by allow us to feel sleepy. And our body will tell us that, hey, time to eat because we feel hungry. So Tao cannot be held. It can only be experienced. Tao is intangible, but it's there. For example, the bok choy seed that I was talking about in Home Depot, and there's Tao inside. And then when you put it in the ground, and you will see that it start to sprout, and you can see Tao manifest. But before you plant it, before it was in the packet, there's Tao inside that seed. And if you try to find it, if you cut it open, then there's no more, I'm sorry, there's no more Tao. It won't grow anymore. So if you want to examine it, it's difficult. So it can only be feel. You cannot put it under a microscope. Peter, you want to say something? No? Okay. Okay. So Tao cannot be seen. For example, right now I'm breathing. You cannot see that I'm breathing. And then what are the example? So I want to give you some example. For example, the electricity that's running now, we don't really see it because it's we can see there's electricity because we turn on the switch, but there's electricity running. And if we turn it off, we assume that there's no electricity because we turn off. So that electricity, it's like a analogy of Tao. So once you can turn it on and turn it off. Okay. And here I want to give you and what other example we can give about this?
How do you know the Tao in your body? Look, sometimes when you feel hungry, who feel hungry? Your body hungry or the Tao feel hungry? Right? And sometimes you feel tired, you want to go to sleep. So when you're hungry, when you're tired, you sleepy, that's the Tao. Okay, that's the Tao. So you have to eat, right? So you have energy. You have to go to sleep, then you have energy for the next day. That's the Tao. Okay, that's what I think.
Well, on my perspective, right? Because everybody has a different perspective. So on my perspective, I think Tao is like Mother Nature. It's like 4 seasons. So that's why we have spring, summer, fall, and winter. It's an invisible force that's working around us and behind us and also inside of us. So it's just Mother Nature is Tao.
BJ, let's hold on. So I want to par with what Ricky said. So Tao it's it's in the universal level. Tao is also in our physical body. Tao is also in the nature too. You can see Tao from the little plant, from the forest, from the ocean, from the sun and the moon, from the mountain to from human to animal too. So Tao, we can see Tao is everywhere. So can we say, I mean, we all hear the saying, God is everywhere, right? God is everywhere. So can we say Tao is everywhere? Are this the same thing? Yes, they mean the same thing. It mean the same thing.
Right. They mean the same thing. It's I think it's a cultural um the the culture of the people around the world changes, right? In the Western culture, people call it God is everywhere. In Europe or other countries in the West. And in the Eastern culture, they say Tao is everywhere, just because of a cultural difference.
Yeah, what Peter say is great. So we say it's good point. It's cultural difference. So God is everywhere. Tao is everywhere. Can we say God? When we say God, it means Tao. This question I asked Master Lee before. She said, in fact, God is Tao. Tao is God. We say God is the kingdom of God is within us. God is also within us. So this is just different cultural difference, different interpretation. It looks different, and that's why people fight. But in reality,
Oh, that was me that but
CJ,
Peter had answered the question that I had when he was kind of explaining that the cultural differences, across the world may have different names for what is likely the same thing. So thank you, Peter.
yeah, thank you, CJ. Yes, I remember I went to India once. And then my Indian friend told me that the reason that Hindu, they don't eat, they are, a lot of Hindu, they are vegetarian. They don't eat fish. They are same like us. They are vegetarian. And the reason they don't eat animal is because all the animal are manifestation of Krishna, right, Sanjeev? Krishna or
Yeah, that's true. Yes, correct.
Krishna or Shiva.
Yeah, the Krishna can be, yeah, animals
Yeah.
represent Krishna because
Yes,
they are
yes.
the very
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So all the living being, they are a representation of Krishna. But then, correct. So this is the cultural difference. They say Krishna, we say Tao, and the Western Catholic the Christian religion or Catholics say that everything is a manifestation of God. So do not get confused. They all mean the same thing. And go ahead, Robert.
Just one statement that I've said over before, and that is that Tao is, in Western terms, Tao is God before God had a name.
Correct. Good. Yes. Tao is God, but Tao is before God has a name.
Therefore, before there were any human beings, before there were any form, before there was life, there was Tao.
Mm-hmm.
Tao is the first force in the universe. Then virtue, or Da, comes into being. And then between Tao and virtue, or Tao and God, humanity comes into. The first force is Tao, the second force is Da, and the third great force is humanity. Those three.
So what Robert's saying is that the first is Tao, and after Tao comes from De, like Dao De Jing, right? And then after De, then comes the humanity. So by the way, let me introduce you. Robert, maybe you want to introduce yourself?
Well, anyway, it's nice being here today.
Okay, well, I can give a brief introduction here. Robert is he received Tao. I think
A few years
it was before COVID, right? Or after COVID?
After COVID.
After COVID, yeah. So he live in Palos Verde?
Rancho
Palos Verde, and he's the author of Tao Te Ching, the interpretation of the intuitive interpretation of Tao Te Ching. So his book is sold on Amazon. So he's our Tao Te Ching guru. Yeah. And,
Thank you.
And Sanjeev, maybe you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hello, namaste. Good afternoon to all. I think it's good morning. So my name is Sanjeev and I'm from India. And I am Tao cultivator from since 2016. Yeah, so I'm just practicing Tao and learning a lot from Singaporean team. And I am very proud, and I think we are very fortunate to have the knowledge about Tao. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Sanjeev is he received Tao in 2017. Hoshe brought him to Tao through Facebook, and he's the #1 translator for India. Every time the Singapore team go to India to spread Tao, of course they don't speak Hindi, so he does the translation. And the Singapore team, when they do the Zoom session, you know how many hours is it? It's 3 hours, right, Sanjeev?
Sometimes 3, sometimes 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So they do it online. So the language help us to communicate, but it also divide us too. So when we talk about language, it's something that we have to be very, very aware. It's just like right now the technology, AI the technology will help us in some way, but the technology also divide us. But if you would ask Lao Tzu, is this good? Lao Tzu definitely will say, no, everything here right now happening is not good. He would rather have everything on simplicity, because simplicity is the best for Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu want us to go back to the origin. And when we go back to the origin, there's a lot of things we want to get rid of. Okay, okay. So what is Tao? Let's look at Tao in a more specific way. Tao, here we are talking about personal level. On the personal level, Tao is called true self. It's the one on the left-hand side. Tao, this is all, we can call Tao as inner self. In Chinese, we call it Buddha nature, 佛性. Soul, and in Confucius, he's called it conscious. And Tao, of course, is formless, it's non-perishable, it doesn't increase or it doesn't decrease. It's given by our Heavenly Mother. So what are the other name for Tao? Philosophy. Way of life. Yes, way of life. Yeah. Way of life. Ricky say way of life. So spirit, or some people also call it spirit too. Oh no, but in terms of our physical body, what do we call? Our soul, our spirit, right? I think in Buddhism they call it not in the Jewish term, Robert, they call it sunyata, right? In Buddhism, called Atman. Okay. Anyway, so here we can also call Tao as true self or inner self, our innate nature. This is all the category of Tao. So what is the other side of Tao? This does not belong to us. It does not belong to our inner nature. The ego, our mind, because our mind is only temporary. And of course, our body. Our body is only temporary for 100 years. Our physical form, it's perishable. It's given by our parents. And we all have a different perception on life. Majority of reason is because we are born, because our parents shape our education. And that's why we have different family culture. That's why we have different perspective. And not only family culture, we are also bound by our ethnicity culture. Like Peter was brought up from a Catholic culture, from a Hispanic culture. And a lot of us come from the Taiwanese culture, the Chinese culture, the Japanese culture, the Indian culture. So we come from different culture. You see how everyone is different. So on the right side, everybody is different, right? Because of our family culture, regional culture, religious culture. But on the left side, everybody is the same. So talking about soul, is my soul same as your soul? No, it's different? Is it same or different? Ricky, is our soul different or the same? The answer is our soul should be the same because we come from the origin. We come from the origin. Let's see. I think last time, so talking about the ocean water, right? So we are that drop of ocean water. We have the same quality, but we are being wrapped by different container. That's your body. But that drop of water inside the container is exactly the same as the ocean water. And the ocean water represent the origin and Tao. So everybody, our soul, supposed to be the same. That's afterlife. Before life, it's same. But let's say 1,000 years ago, it's the same. But right now, it's still the same. Right now, it's still the same. Okay, right now, Ricky say right now our soul have different color, which is true, which we call it, it's called contamination. That's why Tao cultivation is a process of purification. Like we have a water system under our sink, right? We have the filtering system. So we drink that filter water, right? Yeah, so Tao cultivation, it's like a purification of water, which allow us to drink. So you have to remember our soul is the same. We have the same essence as Buddha's soul, Jesus' soul. It's all the same.
The soul in earth, when we are living on earth, is clothed. It's like wrapped up with clothing. We are like it's all dressed up with clothes that we create when, because the mind creates a lot of different ideas. So the soul is wrapped up with these, wrapping clothing that makes it look different. And that's why we have so much diversity in the world.
Yeah, I think Joanna said the great point that we get contaminated when we are babies. We are so pure because we don't have knowledge, but by the time we get older, we get contaminated by dealing with problems or issues and all that. But now, believing in Tao, we are going back to the pure mind. Yeah, that's what I feel. That's why I wanna believe in Tao. I wanna improve myself. I would like to be back to the pure myself.
I don't say that I know this for sure because I don't, but I've been thinking about the soul maybe in a different manner, and that is, I say that I don't know this for sure, but maybe when you take all the souls, all of our souls, we each of our souls kind of we're like parts of a puzzle, like parts of a puzzle. And we all have like a fingerprint. We're all different. We may be part of the ocean in what you're saying, yes. But at the same time, and I don't say that I know this for sure, but I've been thinking about this, that each soul is also unique, also. That each soul that comes into the world is like our fingerprints. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah.
Well, that unique part is part of the false self. That's what makes us unique, because we all come with different talent, different habit, different temper, different skill, and different I should say different personality. That's a part of our false self. And this false self, it's formed by our karma, formed by our family through many life ago. But our true self supposed to be, what does our true self look like? Yes, like a baby. Our true self supposed to be, here is the adjective, supposed to be affectionate, love, compassion, sympathy, empathy, all a good adjective. This is what the Zen and sages possess. They don't judge, they don't discriminate. They look at a person as neutral. You are as who you are. They accept everybody. So this is true self. But is that us? Go ahead.
So you say, on spirit level, we are all the same, right? But what if they are angels and demons? They are spirits too. Are we all the same as them? And they are different type of gods and goddess, So are we the same spirits as those god and goddess, right? So they are still different shape of different spirits. Otherwise, there will be no demon or angels.
Thank you, Yuki. Yeah, good point. So God, first of all, you say there's a God, there's the God and the demon God, and then there's the devil. So keep in mind, we all come from the origin, so we're supposed to be full of love. So then there's God. There's God and the angel who still follow the path, who still practice this concept of love. So they are still aligned with Tao. But then there's the demon. They are off track, so they are contaminated. They are I would say that their water is contaminated, but they still have that essence as God. It's just there's a salt or sugar or black pepper, whatever, soy sauce, contaminate that drop of water. And then you say, are we same as them? We are same as them if we are also contaminated too. But at the same time, we can also purify ourselves too. We can choose to go this way or this way. And you say a good point. There's different kind of God. There's Poseidon, and then there's different Greek God. They are just they are soul in different manifestation. Same thing as Guan Yin, Buddha Maitreya, Jigong Buddha, all the Buddha that we call out during the ritual. They are the saints and sages and God and angels. They are Tao in different manifestation. Different manifestation. They have different package, but their package is a higher package. It's just like when you book a flight to India, you take the business class, and then there's a different class, right? So maybe that's not a good example. Anyway, just different manifestation, because imagine every perfect being, when they return home, they have nothing to do at home. They want to come down again to save the humankind. So they have to manifest with some kind of name or a shape. Therefore, Guan Yin has thousands of name and a shape. She has different manifestation. She can transform her shape into different. And Guadalupe and Virgin Mary too, it's the same concept. So they want to take a form on earth so that people can recognize them, so that people can be inspired by them. And that's true for Jesus too. And that's true for Shakyamuni Buddha. So even though their manifestations are different, they can still be our example. So one day we can also be like them too. But their essence is the same as our essence too. We have that same essence. There's no question about it. Peter?
My question is, does Shakyamuni Buddha and Guan Yin, do they manifest themselves as, like creatures of the wildlife, like wilderness, in the wilderness, like we see, all kinds of animals or fish, or do they manifest themselves as these living creatures as well? Okay. Not just human beings, but also, uh, what, I don't know, you name it. Okay. What you name, anything that is living forms of all kinds.
If you believe that that plant is your God, and then the plant is the God.
So there was one practitioner who is very faithful in Shakyamuni Buddha. No, I'm sorry, in Buddha Maitreya. So he's a practitioner, and he said, in my lifetime, I chant so many sutra, and I pray for you for so many years. I really have to find you from my own eyes. I want to say thank you so that I can be more deeply inspired. So one day he was living in a monastery. So one day he packed his bag, and then he traveled up to the mountain, and he just lived there for many years. And then during those times, he prayed, because he asked Buddha Maitreya to show his form. And 3 years gone by, his wish was never fulfilled. He was disappointed. Disappointed. I believe in you so much. How come you never show it to me? How come you never show yourself to me? So then he was disappointed. I don't know if he's angry or not. So he pack his bag, and then he want to return home. So on his way home, he saw a little cat, and this cat was sick, and there was a wound on his stomach, and then he was bleeding, and then there was a worm on his body, and then there's flies. Okay, so it's this cat definitely is injured, right? Have I shared this story with you before? Okay, so he was deeply wounded, need help. So this monk took out his clothes, and then bring the cat to the nearby river or stream to wash the cat's wound, and then wrap up the wounded area with his clothes. And then of course there was no medicine, right? So he tried to find something to help the cat, and then he also find something for the cat to eat because he was laying there skinny and he couldn't find food, right? So he tried to find food for the cat, and he did. So then he was happy that he saved the cat. So then when he was about to leave, he saw Buddha Maitreya. There was a form came out. Buddha said, "Good job, my son." And then the practitioner said, "There you are. I wait for you for 3 years. How come you never showed it to me? And now I'm about to go home." And Buddha said, "How can you wait for me? I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. How can you wait for me? I'm the mountain. I can be anything." So then this practitioner, he was very happy. Now he understands Buddha Maitreya is everywhere. So when we believe in Tao, it's a purification process. It takes time. It doesn't happen just by month, by year. It happens by years, many years of purification, because our ego, our temperament, our mind takes, and also family culture, religious culture, regional culture takes years to build up. So now it's like we are shedding our skin. It's a process that we have to go through, and sometimes we have to have that courage to say no to ourselves. So your question might be, is this against my nature? It is against your nature, but whatever we had before, it was so much contamination, so much scum that built up over the years, over the lifetime. To get rid of the scum, it takes extra scrubbing, right? Have we ever cleaned the restroom scum? We do, right? We have to buy a harsh chemical. So whatever we think it's natural for us, it's actually not natural. It's not on the surface. It has the scum, and because we deal with it, we thought this is part of us, but in fact, our nature has been built up with this scum, with this layer of debris, contamination. So right now, it takes extra effort to clean ourselves, to get rid of those contamination. So right now, during this process, you will feel it's not natural because we are polishing so hard. I have to go to temple. I have to study. I have to do this because I want to clean myself. It's okay because right now we are doing the your way part because our wu wei is being covered by your way. So right now we have to do it involuntary to polish ourselves. But once we get to the inner core of ourselves, which is that beautiful diamond, which is our soul, it's not contaminated, then we can be natural. But right now, this purification process is definitely not natural. So sometimes when we clean ourselves, sometimes we say, oh, that person, that person is too fat. That person is too skinny. Oh, that person is old. This person too much white hair. That person has a handicap, this and that. It's so much, we have so much judgment. So we have to remove those judgment. And then first step is to be aware. Hey, I have this judgment come up. So we be aware of our thought. And then we say, okay, our thought stop right here. Let's say, just for example, this is how our mind works. We see a fat person. So what do we say to ourselves? Oh, that person is fat. And then we say, oh, that person is not eating healthy. He must be a couch potato. He must not working a lot. He doesn't go to the gym. Oh, what a waste of life. So that will be judgment, because we start to criticize that person. So when we judge a person, our negative thought will come in. Oh, he must be a lazy person. Oh, this and that. Oh, if he's married, maybe his wife is the same. Maybe his kids is the same. So then when your thought comes on, you have to stop. Oh, that's a fat person. And then you say, oh, when you're about to go to the second thought, you say, okay, my judgment thought, come on, I have to stop right here. So there's a difference between judgment and discernment. Discernment is that person is fat, period. You don't go anymore. So that's what we want to do. We want to practice discernment, not judgment. Okay, so judgment is we go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So let's say, for example, Miyuki has a red jacket. So what do we say about the red jacket? Oh, Miyuki wearing a red jacket. She must think that today is Christmas. Oh, that's nonsense. And then we start to criticize her. Oh, wow. She messed up her season. Right now, it's not even Christmas yet. Why is she wear a red jacket? I don't like red. Red, I like green. Why she wear red? Why she wear a color that I don't like? But then that's called judgment. But a discernment will be she wear a red jacket. And that's it. So that's what we want to practice out.